We're going to continue with the story of Mabel. If you don't know what that story is, I'm talking about the Samaritan woman. I just gave her the name Mabel.
Yeah.
In John chapter 4, we're looking at how generous and kind God is. And
He has, like you said, he created everybody equal. There's no tribe or tongue that is better than each other. It was Jesus who, the diversities that we have is actually a diversity that expresses the whole nature of God. And none of us should diminish that in whatsoever form. And we need to, be advocates of that. Sometimes maybe if
we shouldn't be passive. That's what you're saying.
sometimes we're passive. So you have no reason whatsoever to look down on anyone, and that's
it could
what
even
Jesus.
be religion. You could be religion, from one religion to the other, and it could even be within the same, even with the same
denominations
religion.
as well.
Denominations,
That is true. That is
where
true.
we kind of feel like there's some kind of superiority.
That's true.
And you feel like because that's kind of like what was also going on here.
Absolutely.
The Jews and the Samaritans trying to worship the same God, but having differences in that area and thinking, the way we do it is more superior
different
than the way you guys are doing
True.
it. And so, even denominations, you look at some people that are not Christians, look at why are there so many denominations? Why are there so much division, even among Christians? Because one style feels like it's our way that it's better. The rest of them are getting it wrong. Some people worship on Saturday, some people worship on Sunday, and some people, people that worship on Sunday think, maybe they're doing it wrong. So we really have all of that.
Absolutely. The religion can be different. Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, and all of that. Okay, let's talk about this. As a Christian, if I believe that the Christian religion is, the one that's approved of God. I believe that there is no other way in which you can be saved but through the name Jesus Christ. Thank God, God found me and I'm home. It's all by grace. The Bible says, it's not by my works, lest I should boast. It now behooves, there is necessity is placed on me to be patient with my brother, to be patient with my sister.
The thing is, we are both created equal.
True.
So if I choose to want to worship as a Christian, that's my right, and that's their right if they want to do it the other way.
That is
you
true.
know what I mean?
That is true.
And so I should respect their right to want to do it the way they want to do it.
That's true.
You believe that it's only through Jesus that you can be saved. Maybe don't believe that they need to be saved. That's just what.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that's just what it is.
And that is true.
And that is their right to believe.
It is also their right to believe what they want to believe.
And so we need to treat everybody respectfully and not look down on them and not think we're superior to them.
That is true.
You know what I mean? And think so. That's where that religion thing is, where everybody feel like we have to impose our religion and our ways on their ways. They have to accept our ways or not. We see it you see when people are trying to say, this place is a Christian nation, and you see some Muslim nation where they want to impose Sharia law on everybody.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. And
so that's why we have to be careful. This is Jesus walking in times that are really divided. Even more divided than our time.
Yeah.
And then you don't see him trying to impose anything on anybody.
That is true.
He's just going about loving people, telling them about the kindness and the generosity of God, looking for the marginalized, looking for the people that has been segregated and looked down upon, and lifting them up. And so that's why I like this story. As we continue to dive into it, we can see all of that. And so that's why when I kind of look at this story, it reminds me to be like Jesus.
Absolutely.
To also understand how Jesus is looking for me. You know what I mean? How Jesus looked past everything to reach me. And that's the same thing that Jesus is doing for you. He's looking past everything. Whatever labels people have placed on you, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Whether society, whether even your own parents, or whether friends, it doesn't matter what's been placed on you. Jesus is looking out for you to reach out to you and to lift you up above all of that.
It also, when people take it to the next level of trying to instill harm, this expresses itself in, the hatred, let me put it that way, expresses itself in several ways. Some may be subtle, but some are very overt. Like this week, I was in a meeting where we're talking about, violence against Asians. I'm talking here in the States. There are some places where people will beat Asians on the road and beat them up. They were beating elderly Asians in the Bay Area, beating them up. So we had to call a meeting to talk about why it's not right and why, everybody should stand up against such things. Yeah. So society, what Jesus has come to teach us, especially we who claim to know him, is that we need to stand up against such things when we see them happen. We shouldn't be passive. We shouldn't just say, well, it's not happening to me, so I'm fine. You're seeing somebody else being marginalized or discriminated against, like, I'm fine, I don't even care, and we'll move on. Sometimes those are attitudes that I think I have also expressed within me in the past. I'm like, I don't really understand what's going on with these people. Let me don't just touch it. I'll just move on. I'm fine. So, but that's from what we're talking now. Jesus wasn't that way. Jesus went outside of his comfort zone. Yeah. He didn't mind being uncomfortable. Yeah. Going through Samaria. He didn't mind being looked at somehow by some people. Because there was someone he was going to actually minister to. He loved them so much. He loved this lady so much, and the Samaritans. That he put himself in that position. Probably some people will be judging him and say, "What's this guy doing here? He's not, he doesn't look like us or talk like us, and all of that." Sorry, that was really, I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, that's good. It's part of really what we're talking about. We could go on this topic, because it's a topic about, and especially at such a time as this, where, this past year we've been talking, and we're still talking about racial reconciliation here in the US, and even where we're from in Nigeria, even though we have the same skin tone, there are also some racial issues and injustice there.
There's a lot of it. It's not just some.
I know a lot. We just had this NSAS thing with police brutality over there too, and everything. Just treating people with dignity and respect, and so Jesus was living in such a time as that
polarized society.
Even when they were oppressed by the Romans and so there was a lot of that going on. So this is not new to Jesus. It's not like Jesus was living during fun times. No, this is fun times compared to what Jesus was living through. Yeah.
And did you also know, in selecting his disciples, he intentionally selected people who ordinarily would not work together. Look at the publican, Levi. Matthew was a publican. Simon, the zealot. Zealots were people, they were nationalistic movement, kind of like we have here today in the US. Yeah. They did not believe that anyone who was working with the Romans was even what was worthy to be considered a Jew. But they said this one is a sellout. So Levi was a publican, he was a sellout, in quotes, to the Jews. Whereas the zealot, was Simon the zealot, was someone who...
more political person.
Yeah, he felt he was patriotic. He was the patriotic side. They even tried to kill the Romans, the zealots. Probably they killed some Romans as well. So, but Jesus brought these people together. There were several people who did that. Yeah. Among that 12, many of them had different political leanings. But Jesus is like...
Even Judas, that...
He had his own plan.
He had his own plan. They all had their own plan and their own agenda.
John and James's mom had her own plan.
Yeah.
So there was all those push and pull going on. But Jesus looked beyond all of them and spoke to the essence of who we truly are, the essence of what life is. It was he who said, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. I don't care about your economic situation. I don't care about your political leaning. What I care about is, you having a relationship with God.
Very well said. Thank you for watching. There's more to this series, this incredible topic that we're talking about the kindness and the generosity of God. Please click on the following link and it will take you to other videos in this series and this topic. Thanks for watching. God bless.
Thank you.